guys, what's up? It's Billy Break here. I now play Duel Links instead of the TCG, and a brand new set just came out called Abyss Encounters that I think actually changed the game a lot and might appeal more to have more TCG players come over and play Duel Links, because like a lot of people originally thought like Duel Links, that's like basic Yu-Gi-Oh, because there's no, we only have fusion, we don't have synchros, exceeds monsters, link monsters, none of that stuff. There's only 3 monster card zones, 3 spell and trap card zones. So a lot of people would say like, oh, Duel Links, that's old Yu-Gi-Oh, and it kind of was like at first, like with trades and stuff. But now they have cards coming out that I don't even know if they're out in the TCG, or if they are, they like just recently came out in the TCG. And they're cards that would come out in the OCG, and it's weird to like see their power level of like the cards, these brand new cards for old archetypes that they've been releasing recently. To kind of see like what would have happened if like aliens, when they came out back in the day, had what's the card called, A cell recombination device? Yeah, like what would they be good? And the answer is like, yeah, they're actually pretty good here in Duel Links. But so today in this video, I wanted to talk about the top 5 cards from the new set that will have an impact on the meta and change it completely. Because yeah, they do have like a lot of archetype stuff in this set, and a lot of the new decks do outclass some of the old decks that were really popular before. So let's get started with the number 5. The number 5 is actually the only card that I have on my list that's not a holo, not a super rare and ultra rare. It's a rare, and it's the A cell recombination device. This is the card that makes aliens actually like a good archetype. It's quick play spell. A lot of people already know how good it is, but target one face-up monster on the field. Send one alien monster from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, place 8 counters on that monster equal to the level of the sent monster. During your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add one alien monster from your deck to the hand. Yeah, kind of sad to see like a card come to Duel Links that has that. If this card is in your graveyard, I mean, I know we had Skill Successor already come in here, but this one's different. This is like one of those cards that counts as like 2 cards. Because if what you don't know, like the alien monsters, the ones with effects, at least not like Alien Shock Trooper and stuff, but like Air and Alien Telepath. And Alien, what's the 2200 monster's name? Overlord? Yeah, this guy. Oh, let me go back to recombination. The Alien Overlord, they all, if they battle a monster with 8 counters, the monster loses 300 attacking defense for each 8 counter. And then if you have multiple aliens, they like stack. So if you have 2 aliens on the field, they battle something with 1 8 counter, it loses 600 attacking defense. 1200 has to, and like stuff like that. So basically they can like attack over anything, especially with this card. And then so this card, you can use it as a defensive trap. Like let's say you have an alien war in attack mode, they go to attack your guy, and you're like, recombination, put your guy down, he's going to trade. If he doesn't have anything to deal with it, it's going to kill their monster, and on your turn you're going to be able to banish from your graveyard and search 2 things in 1 card. Very, very good. Another thing you can do is if, let's say, they don't attack into your monster, they just say, they're like, I'm not going to attack into it, I know you got recombination. You just activate it in phase. Bop, put the 6 counters on, draw off my turn. If you don't have the Telepath or the Overlord, banish from your graveyard, search your deck, summon Telepath, pop your back row, banish 2 more counters, special summon Overlord. Put another counter on your guy's attack. It's a good deck. It's very solid. And most of the deck, I mean, unless you want to play like a Nada and stuff, it's actually pretty free to play, I think. Let's see, what do I have 4th on my list? 4th. The deck, the water deck is very good, is all I have to say. Where is he? This guy, the Legendary Fisherman 2. He's level 5, so you can normal summon him with Legendary Ocean. This card's name becomes the Legendary Fisherman while on the field or in the graveyard. The most important part about this card, you know, that he is Legendary Fisherman. While Umi is on the field, this card is unaffected by other monster effects. That's pretty good. If this face-up card is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, while its owner controls it, you can add one level 7 water monster from your deck to your hand. Probably not going to play it. Maybe you can play like Sewage and 3-star Emotion. You can search through that. That's pretty good. But being unaffected by monster effects and being like, what, 2500 with Legendary Ocean? Or 24, I think it's 25, is really good. Because with the new trap that's also on my list that I haven't got to yet, but I'll talk about it, but it's able to banish a water monster until the end of the turn and bring it back. So it can dodge pretty much any spell or trap removal. And this guy's also unaffected by monster effects. So essentially you have a monster that you can normal summon with the trap card that's unaffected by everything. So it's a pretty good card, pretty impactful, pretty good deck there. Let's see. Oh yeah, the next card is the Sea Stealth Attack. A super rare. That was an ultra rare. Sea Stealth Attack. Everyone should know what this card does. You're going to see it played a lot in the meta. When this card is activated, you can activate one Umi from hand or graveyard while Umi is on the field. This face-up card gains these effects. Once returned, you can banish one water monster you control until the end phase. This turn, face-up spell and trap cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, even if this card leaves the field. So, that's pretty good. Being able to blink your monsters out, wind up rabbit everything away. Like, oh, Econ Mighty Defense mode, dodge it. Econ take it, dodge it. Which is kind of, I'll get to that in a second. But at the start of the damage step, if your water monster's original level is 5 or higher, battles an opponent's monster, so legendary fisherman or like that dinosaur guy. He's a sea serpent, I think, but he looks like a dinosaur. Destroy that opponent's monster. So it's Super Rush Headlong, Ally Justice Catastrophe, however you want to look at it. Very good, but it's only the only downside to it. A lot of people haven't. I don't know if people figured it out, but it's once per turn. So if you can get 2 monsters, you can attack, and they'll only destroy the first one, so you can kind of get through it that way. But yeah, this card it destroys burn. Like cards like Massive Morph, Draining Shield, all those cards, Wall Disruption, just do nothing to water because they can just blink them out, bring them back. Hazy, it doesn't matter what your attack is. If I'm just destroying you by battle, I don't need Super Rush Headlong. I have this a bunch. And I'm pretty sure if you have multiple of these, you can have multiple Super Rush Headlongs, because it just says, it doesn't say this card's name in the thing. So I'm pretty sure you have like 2 of them and have 2 Catastrophes, which is pretty good. One of the best cards in the set. Originally, when I did my list, I had this at number 1, but then I was like, nah, what am I kidding? I got to go with the higher power level of cards. But let's see, number 2 is, it's a close between, I didn't know which one to put first or second. You probably know what the last 2 cards are, because they're the last 2 like best cards from the set that I haven't talked about yet. But, it's going to be what makes the other deck. I'm still trying to debate if I want to Call the Archfiends number 1. Nah, we'll do Call the Archfiends as number 2, just because it is a very good card, but I don't think it would be as good a card if it isn't for the number 1 card. You can target 1 level 5 or higher Fiend-type monster in your graveyard, semicolon. So that's the cost, that's targeting. And then discard 1 Fiend-type monster, and if you do, special summon the targeted monster. You can only use this effect of Call the Archfiend once per turn. So yeah, this card is ridiculous. It's continuous. So once per turn, special summon a guy in your graveyard by discarding a Fiend, which are Dark World monsters. I'm pretty sure you get their effects, which is just crazy, but you don't even have to do that. Just the fact that you get to bring back like a guy every turn. Like you said, what are you going to bring back? We don't have Grapha yet. No, we have someone better than Grapha. Not necessarily better, but arguably really, really good, because you can normal summon this guy. He'll be put in your graveyard and be able to like trigger Call the Archfiends right away. But my number 1 card in this set, just because of its power level and like how like ridiculous I thought this card was when it came out in the TCG, I gotta give it up to Archfiend Emperor, because when I saw the spoiler for the set, I was like, oh my god. Archfiend Emperor, the first Lord of Horror. You can normal summon this card without tributing, but its original attack and defense become halved. Oh no. If summoned this way, it is destroyed during the end phase. You cannot special summon any monsters except Fiend-type monsters. Once per turn, you can banish 1 Archfiend card from your hand or graveyard, then target 1 card on the field and destroy that target. Trance Archfiend, this card itself, play Escape from the Dark Dimension. I know you'll probably seen Decay's deck and Duel Links meta. Very good, ridiculous, 3,000 attack, pops any cards so it can deal with like a lot of stuff, you don't lose other things, and it can keep coming back with the trap or like escape, and you just keep the thing going. Yeah, there's really nothing bad about it. Some honorable mentions, I know this was my top 5, but I also think cards like Gishki Chain are kind of impactful. Like, you can use it in Cyber Angels, or you can use it in Gishkis, and you're like always going to hit it for sure in that deck, right? I mean, it's definitely a 3 of in Gishkis for sure, but maybe you could play it instead of Sonic Bird and Cyber Angels. I don't know. It's probably better than Sonic Bird and all the ritual decks, to be honest. Obviously, pretty much all the Ultras except for like Slate Warrior and Salvage I like. Water Dragon Cluster. Which, of course, when I got, like, my Ultra ticket, the bonus with the coupons, I get a Water Dragon Cluster, because I needed 2 of him. I didn't need, 2 Ties of the Brethren or, multiple Archfiend Emperors or anything. But, yeah, Abyss Soldier, he's also really good. This card, you play it in water, you can bounce anything. I don't think this card, like, defines the deck and is the reason why you play the deck. I think it's just a solid addition to the deck, which is why I didn't make, like, my top 5. And then, like, cards to look out for, like Ties of the Brethren. This card can be potentially really, really good. It obviously costs half your life points. But that will also enable you to trigger your dual skills that require 2,000, like... I don't know what decks you would probably use it in, but Destiny Draw on the following turn. You can use it in like zombies and stuff. I think this card has potential. Mystic Piper has a lot of potential. Pretty much this whole set has a lot of potential, and I really, really like it. But those are my top 5 cards. Thanks for watching. I'm going to start making a lot more Duel Links videos, just sharing like my thoughts and opinions on stuff in the meta. But thanks for watching.